This is the same style as your test, okay? Your announcements. So, what's the answer here? What?
False.
What makes this false?
Up, down.
What makes that false?
All endocrine.
The word.
Endocrine?
No.
There
Or
are.
either this one or this one, right? This is released by neurons, not endocrine glands. So it should be all endocrine glands secrete their hormone products into the bloodstream. So this is false. What's this one? What's the answer here?
There are endocrine.
Yes, right? In the retroperitoneal, you have your kidney. It's a retroperitoneal organ and it secretes the hormone erythropoietin. Next. What's this? What's the answer here?
No, it's not.
What is thrombocytopenia?
Not.
The platelets. Very good. So will this one promote that?
No.
No. So this is false. Okay. So in the test will be the same style. Be sure you read every word correctly. What about this one? This will be the same style. Okay, same style. Where you will be using, you have to read every word. What about this one? Hormones regulate heart rate, blood pressure, water balance, and immunity.
True.
Yes, I think so. What do you think? I think so. Here. Huh?
True.
True. On sodium?
Sodium, no.
The thyroid gland secretes calcitonin, remember?
Mhm.
And the parathyroid is parathyroid hormone, which controls the calcium, not sodium. See, that's why you need to read every word. Increased levels of ADH, aldosterone, AMP will increase blood volume. Look at that.
Yeah, true.
Would that increase your blood volume?
I don't think so.
What is natriuretic? Promotes PP. So if it promotes PP, will that
No.
increase?
No, that'll decrease it.
This one increase blood volume. No, this is natriuretic. This is not antidiuretic. Atrial natriuretic.
The first part.
This will increase blood volume, yes. This one will. But this one will not.
No, that one.
So the answer is false. Right? Did you get that? Everybody? Here, normal and abnormal conditions, blood is always more viscous and flows more slowly. That's
True.
true, right? Blood is always thicker than water. Oh, this is just a freebie. What's the answer here?
Oh.
What word will make this true? Next, all leukocytes are complete cells. All of them. Is that true or false?
Leukocytes.
All leukocytes are complete cells. False. It's true.
I was going to say leukocytes. Those are embodied defense.
The erythrocytes are not complete
Erythrocytes
cells.
are red
The
blood cells.
thrombocytes are not complete cells, but all leukocytes are complete cells. Okay? Remember, this will be the same style. Yes. Always take your time, read every word. Like this one, you missed this one. See? You missed that. Atrial natriuretic. Then maybe you just think, oh, it says antidiuretic. No. Okay? Please don't be careless in reading. Okay, next, anemia can result from low iron. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Low hemoglobin.
Yes.
Low oxygen.
Yes.
Can result from
Anemia?
Does low oxygen have anything to do with anemia? No. Right? So that's false. Okay? Check each word. What about this one? Autonomic nervous stimulation does not establish the
True.
fundamental rhythm of the heart.
True.
Yes, the pacemaker is the one, right? So this is true. Hormonal stimulation does not establish the fundamental rhythm of the heart. True or false? They're both true because the pacemaker, remember, that's why the heart is autorhythmic. It beats on its own. Remember, we discussed this in the lecture. If you go over the YouTube, I said in the finals, I remember there was a question like that, and I think I was referring to your final review. Okay, but this one, the transfusion of type A blood to a type O recipient will result in coagulation.
True. Why not coagulation? It's
The word is
No.
not coagulation.
It's that other one.
Agglutination. So is this true or false?
False.
False. Pay attention to the word. Here, a procoagulant. What's a pro? Will promote
Something that
lysis
promotes.
of a plant.
That's false.
False, because procoagulant is
Something that
promote coagulation, which is clotting. So
lysis is
it does
destroyed.
not promote lysis. Okay? Next, what's the answer to this one?
True.
Endocardium is mainly made up of cardiac muscle tissue.
Endocardium with internal
What's
heart,
your
which
choice?
would be, I'd say internal is epithelium.
False.
So
Very
it's
good.
is it a?
Because myo is cardiac muscle. The endo is epithelium. Endo is the inner, right?
Yeah.
Endocardium, myocardium, and epicardium. Okay? Yes.
Endo and epi are both epithelium.
No, endo is epithelium. Epi is connective tissue. Epi is the covering. Okay? Next. What's the answer here? What is hypoxemia? Low oxygen. Hyponatremia is low sodium. Natremia.
Low sodium.
Can they both decrease blood volume?
True.
Low oxygen.
Yeah, be true.
No. Does oxygen have anything to do with blood volume? Only sodium. Okay? So take your time in answering. Did you get that, everybody? Okay? What about this one? Blood groups are determined by the antibodies on the surface of red blood cells.
True.
Antigen on the red blood cells.
Antigen.
Your blood type, if you're A, if you have the A antigen. You're B, if you have the B antigen. So it's not the antibodies. Read every word properly. Not properly, but take your time to read it. Okay? When Baba misbehaves, so that's just a oh, just things that I need to do. Okay, now let's go to this one.
True.
4-chamber pumps oxygen 4, yes. Oxygen rich, yes. I'm thinking true. Here, the wall of the heart is made up of epithelium, smooth muscle, connective, and nervous tissue.
False.
False, right? What is it?
Epithelium.
Cardiac muscle. Very good. Everybody, just shout if you say it's confusing, okay? Right atrium receives blood from the superior vena cava, inferior vena cava, and from the coronary artery.
False.
False, right? What makes it false?
The coronary artery.
Yeah, artery is always away. So the right atrium receives blood from the coronary sinus, right? Baroreceptor detect changes in the blood pressure and result in changes in heart rate. True or false?
would be
changes in heart rate. Baroreceptor detect changes in blood pressure and resulting changes in heart rate is
I'm just gonna say true.
It's true, right? And then here,
That would be false if that was true.
and the result changes in the force of contraction. That's also true. Chemoreceptors monitor CO2, oxygen, and pH. True, right? Normally, the colloid oncotic pressure resists capillary filtration at both the venous and the arterial end. What's the answer? What's the answer? Why is it false? The capillary oncotic pressures, wherever it is, at both the venous and arterial end of the capillary.
Yeah, so that.
Yeah, it always
would be-
supposes it, right? So this is true, right? The capillary oncotic pressure resists the filtration. It opposes, it's an opposing force. Okay? Here, the EKG records activities of the heart only. True or false? True, right? That's what it records, right? The P wave, QRS, the T wave, isn't that heart activities? Then here, sodium, potassium, and proteins can all affect cardiac output.
False.
Sodium, potassium, and protein can all affect cardiac output. True.
I was
Right?
thinking
The output.
calcium.
It doesn't matter. So look at this one. This can affect the cardiac output in terms of the volume. This too can affect in terms of contraction. Right? Okay? So they will both either affect heart rate or inotropic. See, going to the pressure difference between the 2 points, the lesser the flow. False. Should be more flow, right? Next, all blood vessels consist of epithelium, smooth muscle, connective, and nervous tissue. All blood vessels have epithelium, yes. There is smooth muscle, yes. Right? There's connective tissue, yes. There's nervous tissue.
Yeah.
How will they contract? Autonomic
Yeah.
nervous system. Right? You forgot the autonomic nervous system. That's why they. 61, 62. All lymphatic organs contain both B and T cells.
True.
All lymphatic organs contain both B and T cells. What's the answer?
True.
What are you going to write? All lymphatic organs contain both B and T cells. What do you think? So the thymus is a lymphatic organ. The thymus is where you make your T cells. Only. So this is false. Lymphatic vessels permit interstitial fluid to flow into them but not out. Lymphatic vessels permit the interstitial fluid to flow into them but not out.
False.
That's true. Remember that insect, it looks like shingles, so it prevents it from when the fluid goes in, it's not going to come out. Suppose, and there's valves there too to prevent it. Okay, MHC proteins display antigens on the surface of all nucleated cells. The MHC proteins display antigens on the surface of all nucleated cells. True or false?
That would be true.
What?
I'm not sure.
The answer is yes, very good. It's true. Remember, you have MHC1 on all cells and MHC2 on antigen presenting. But they're all the only cells that have no MHC protein, in fact, are your red blood cells. What they have are your A antigen and the B antigen. Okay? Next, the lymphatic system in the body identifies and destroys foreign bodies. True or false? True. Yeah, that's a function of your lymphatic system. Then here, to cause trouble, an antigen or a pathogen must enter your body tissues. True or false? I'm thinking it must be
True.
to cause trouble.
You have to go
Yeah.
in to cause trouble.
They have to enter. Otherwise, no problem, right? So this must be true because of its own. Active immunity involves the transfer of antibodies from another person. Is this active? Active immunity means active immunity means you have to make it. I am actively making it. So this one, transfer of antibodies.
No.
So this is an example of passive. You're just receiving it. Okay. The mucociliary escalator system within the respiratory tract is an example of specificity.
The mucus or escalator system.
What? So is that specific or non-specific? This is, remember your specific are your B and T cells. So this is non-specific.
No.
So this is false. Remember, non-specific means the response is always the same. So whether it's brushing up germs or virus, is the same. It doesn't distinguish. Next, lymphatic tissue consists primarily of lymphocytes, but it also includes all types of phagocytic cells. So true or false?
True.
Yes, right. Lymphatic tissue is for immune tissue. Next, here. Immunoglobulins are cells that function in humoral immunity. True. What makes this false? Yes, I know immunoglobulins function in humoral immunity, but what makes this false?
But they're cells.
They are not cells. Immunoglobulins are proteins. They are not cells. The thymus performs the same function for the blood that lymph nodes perform for lymph. Remember, lymph nodes filter lymph. What filters the blood?
Kidney.
The spleen. The spleen filters the blood. So this is wrong. These cells defend the body against abnormal pathogens and pathogens inside the cell.
False.
False. These cells defend you against pathogens inside the cells. Remember the difference between the two? These cells protect you against extracellular parasites. That's why it's called humoral immunity. And these cells protect you against intracellular parasites or pathogens. Okay? Don't forget. In addition to gas exchange, protection is also a function of the respiratory system. True or false? Yes, true. Because the respiratory tract is it's open, remember? And so you have your ciliated epithelium, you have your dust cells there. They have to protect you. Okay? Next, normal inhalation is passive, brought about by the elastic recoil of the chest wall and the lungs.
Normal inhalation is a passive.
It's false because what's the word?
Recoil should be exhalation.
Exhalation. Exhalation is passive. That's because of the recoil. Remember, inhale is active because we inhale because of the contraction of our two muscles. We exhale because of the recoil. This should be exhalation.
Too fast.
So okay, this is how your test will be. Pay attention to words.
Did you do 87, 88?
The smallest functional unit of the respiratory system is the what?
The capillary, or the not capillary.
What did you say?
Areola.
Smaller than that, alveolus.
Alveolus.
The alveolus. So when you get your test paper, pay attention to every word. This is a good practice for you guys. There will be words that you need to. The larynx has both respiratory and digestive functions. False. Which one has respiratory and digestive? It's the pharynx. So if this says the pharynx has both respiratory and digestive, then that's true. But this is the larynx here. The larynx contains 15 to 20 C-shaped cartilages, the orientation of which permits easy swallowing of food. False, because which is the one that has these cartilages for swallowing? It's the trachea. So if this says the trachea, then this is correct. Pulmonary ventilation involves breathing only. Ventilation involves breathing only. Yes, true. Right? Ventilation is inhalation and exhalation. What's that? Breathing. Asthma eventually increases the blood pH, which triggers an increase in respiratory rate.
Wait. You can't breathe, you can't exhale.
The pH goes down.
No.
When you're in asthma, you go into acidosis, which the pH is down, not increased. This is what I mean for the test, okay? Read every word. What's this one? Severe bronchitis increases the anatomic bed space.
Severe bronchitis. That would be true. False?
False. Very good. And the air in the bronchus is already dead space. Remember? So it won't increase or decrease. The physiologic dead space is what you can increase, decrease. Severe nasal congestion.
No.
So that's also false, right? It's part of your anatomy. You don't increase because you have nasal congestion. Did your nose increase? No. Did your bronchus increase? No. It's still the same size. Okay? Decreased ventilation increases the blood CO2 and pH.
That's false.
What makes it false?
Because the CO2 goes up.
Yes, very good. Okay, the CO2 goes up, you go into acidosis. That means pH is down. Very good. Okay, so for the test, be sure you take your time to read every word. In addition to gas exchange, the respiratory system is allowed for elimination of water, acid, and heat.
False.
That's true. That's true.
Is it? It's the acid.
Carbon dioxide release acid.
Carbon dioxide.
If you keep the carbon dioxide in your body, it combines with water, it will promote acidosis. That's why this is for ABG balance, right? Compensate, the lungs compensate for metabolic problems, and the kidneys compensate for respiratory problems. Opening through the thorax into the pleural cavity, as in the stab wound, promotes airflow out of the lungs. True or false? Out of the lungs. So is it true or false? When there's an opening, what will be the airflow? Is it out or into the lungs?
Out.
So it will be going into the lungs. Pneumothorax. So airflow into the lungs. That's where you want to keep that. That's why when you have a patient who comes in with a stab, you don't pull that. You just keep the knife there, right? And you go take the patient because if you pull that, air will go inside, that lung will collapse. Okay? So this is true. Oh no, flow out of the lung. So this is false. False. This is false. The air goes inside, not out. The liver and pancreas have exocrine and endocrine functions. Liver and pancreas have exocrine and endocrine functions. What hormone does the liver make? Does the liver make any hormone? No, just only the pancreas, right? The pancreas make your insulin glucagon. Okay? Here, there's skeletal muscle in digestive, urinary, and respiratory systems. True or false? Yes, very good. True. There's skeletal muscle in endocrine, cardiovascular, and reproductive system.
False.
False, because endocrine has no skeletons. Deglutition and micturition are digestive activities.
True.
Deglutition and micturition are digestive activities.
Micturition?
Yes. Deglutition means
Is that
what's deglutition?
degglutination?
Deglutition refers to your swallowing. Micturition is
Chewing?
micturition is pee-pee.
Is it?
It's urination. Okay? So, is this true or false?
False.
False. Propulsive movement of materials from one portion to the other is called.
No, that's false.
Why do you have to think for this one? It's obviously false. It's not called fracture. What is it called? It's called peristalsis, right? Forward movement of food particles in the digestive system is not possible without nervous stimulation.
That's true.
It's very good. That's true, right? Movement is muscle, and muscle has to be excited. Remember the excitation contraction coupling? No muscle will contract unless it's stimulated. Do you remember when we looked at the wall of the digestive system? Remember the nervous system? I said how the nervous system is important in regulating digestion. All the organs of the digestive system are located in the ventral body cavity. True or false? Where's the ventral body cavity? Where's the ventral? Yeah. So where do you find the organs? In the ventral body cavity, right? Well, actually, if you write this one right here, this answer here is false because the duodenum is a retroperitoneal organ. But I guess I didn't really discuss that, guys, with you. So, in case most of the organs of the digestive system are really in the ventral body cavity, you don't see it in the dorsal body cavity. So, if you think about it that way, I will say this is true. But if you go into anatomical review, the duodenum, the part of the small intestine, the first part right there, it's about 2.5 centimeters. It's outside of the ventral body cavity. It's retroperitoneal. But I'll say this is true. Okay? Liver, gallbladder, stomach are organs located in the upper quadrant of the abdomen. Liver, where's your liver? Okay, so obviously that's where your gallbladder took place, right? Where's your stomach? So is that in the right upper quadrant?
Yeah.
So that's false. Posterior to the pharynx is the esophagus, which functions in conveying food and liquids to the stomach.
Posterior to the pharynx.
Posterior to the pharynx.
Pharynx is in the front.
So the pharynx is, the esophagus is, what's the location of the esophagus in relation to the pharynx? What did you say? Inferior, yeah. The esophagus is not in the back of the pharynx. It's one continuous tube. Okay? So, remember, pay attention to every word for your test. This is good practice for your test. Transitional epithelium is a unique tissue lining the seminiferous tubes, ureter, bladder, and what's the answer? False, right?
False.
What makes it false? Yeah, you don't see it right there. Okay? That's reproductive. The high pH of the stomach must be non-specific defense against possible pathogens in the food.
Sure.
The stomach is acidic, so is the pH
Oh, it's
higher?
low pH.
Really good. Okay. The small intestine consists of the duodenum, the cecum, and the ileum.
That middle one looks wrong to me.
It doesn't only look wrong, it's wrong. Because the cecum is the colon. The three parts of the small intestine is duodenum, jejunum, and ileum. Okay. Next, pancreatic secretion are vital with the completion of chemical digestion of the proteins, the fats, and the carbs. True or false?
That's true.
Yes, I'm thinking that's true, right? That's why if you have pancreatitis, you're in trouble. That's the one, or pancreatic cancer. That's the one that secretes, remember? The pancreatic anus, pancreatic lipase, and all of those proteins, they came from your pancreas. Lipids are absorbed into the intestinal epithelium as micelles, resulting from pancreatic emulsification. True or false?
What's micelles mean?
What makes it wrong here? It's so obvious. See? What emulsifies the fat? Is it the pancreas?
No, it's
The gallbladder. So this is wrong. Emulsification is from the gallbladder, not the pancreas. The pancreas digests it. All lipoproteins are soluble in fat.
false. True.
True. Don't be quick in answering. Take your time in answering it. Lipids, plain lipids, insoluble. But here, lipoprotein, you combine it, that's soluble in blood already. All of it. The smallest functional unit of the kidney is the glomerulus. False is the nephron. Tubular fluid is fluid inside the peritubular capillaries. What? Because tubular fluid is fluid inside that. Tubular fluid is fluid inside the kidney tubules. The fluid inside the capillaries is called blood, right? The capillary is a blood vessel, so the fluid in there is called blood. It's not tubular fluid, okay? Tubular fluid eventually becomes urine as it drains into the urinary bladder. True or false? False. When does it become urine? When it drains into the pelvis, remember? So that right there is already urine. It says eventually becomes urine. Right there in the pelvis. Collecting ducts then down to the pelvis. Then you return to the bladder. Okay? Next. Wow, you're getting a good review. Next, where are we?
47. 145, 146.
No, that was close.
Oh, never mind.
Only the male urethra has reproductive functions. True or false? Yes.
True.
The female urethra is only for PP, right? The female urethra, the penis, is urethra. The kidney has exocrine and endocrine functions. True. Right? The kidney, the exocrine is for formation of PP, and the endocrine is to make erythropoietin that responds to oxygen levels. Hypovolemia, hypertension, and depressed sympathetic activity can decrease urine output. Let's see, hypovolemia, will that decrease urine output? If you have low blood volume, is your urine output high or low? Low, right? So that must be correct. How about this one? If your blood pressure is low, you expect high or low urine output? So that's also correct. What about this one? Decrease sympathetic activity. Will that increase, decrease your output? It will. Will that decrease your output? It will not. So this is false. Remember, sympathetic activity decreases. Wait. Depressed sympathetic activity can decrease your output. This is true. Sorry. This is a true statement. Increased sympathetic activities will decrease your urine output. But if there's depressed sympathetic activity, it will increase. Also, this is false. Sympathetic activity decreases your urine output. So it says here depressed sympathetic. So depressed sympathetic will promote urination. Just think, fight or flight. When you're trying to run away from trouble, you don't feel like pee-pee. You're holding your pee-pee. When you're doing a marathon, increasing or exercising, you're not. You don't feel like going to the bathroom. Then after you're done, you feel going to the bathroom. Okay? So this makes sense for everybody. Okay, there's muscle tissue in the arterioles, glomerulus, ureters, and urethra. True or false? What makes this false? Or is there no muscle tissue? In the glomerulus, it is very good because the glomerulus is capillary. And capillary is only one cell layer. So that's what makes it false, right? Carb metabolism always begins with glycolysis. Carb metabolism always begins with glycolysis. Yes, remember glycolysis happens in the site. Remember we talked about that, where the sugar is already met with an enzyme in the cytoplasm. That's why it's always going to happen. Okay? Hyponatremia promotes water movement into the cell. True or false? That's true, right? If there's your cell, that's why the cell bursts. So hyponatremia, there's no sodium here. There's no sodium. By comparison, this becomes what is the water goes into the cell. Hyper, if there's too much salt here, then water will move out. Okay? Next, the blood pH is increased in metabolic. So this is false. The blood pH is increased in respiratory acidosis. So this is also false. Don't forget, acidosis, the pH is low. Alkalosis, the pH is high. Here, ADH, aldosterone, and ANP. Monitor and physiologically adjust fluid and electrolyte balance. What did you say? That's atrial natriuretic peptide. So it's getting rid of sodium, which is, what's sodium?
It's an electrolyte.
It's an electrolyte. So what's this?
That's true.
Must be true. Circulating antibodies, neurotransmitters, and lipoproteins are extracellular information.
Interstitial fluid, plasma, and lymph.
Extracellular meaning they're outside the cell.
These two.
Yes, they're outside the cell, right? When they're circulating, they're outside the cell. Male and female gonads have endocrine functions. What are the gonads? That's the testes and the ovaries. So male and female gonads have endocrine functions. True. The male gonad, did you say false?
No, I was wondering, did we skip 65?
Interstitial fluid, plasma, and lymph are extracellular indication.
True.
So what's the answer?
True.
Oh my goodness, you guys. That's so obvious, right? The answer is true, right? True. I think I'm going to give you some of you a timeout. Some of you will have to sit in a thinking chair. Think. Okay, next. Next. Male and female gonads have endocrine functions. That's true, right? Because the male gonads make endocrine, the female make estrogen, progesterone. They also have exocrine functions. True or false? Exocrine means, yeah. So, true or false? True. Because for the male, you make the sperm and you release it. For the female, you make the egg, you release it. That's an exocrine secretion. Okay? Next. In utero, male and female embryo have the potential to form the uterus and the uterine tubes.
And female have the
They have the potential to form the uterus and the uterine tube in utero.
Well, if they're a male, it'd be false.
You have the potential. So then, if there's testosterone, that potential is not going to happen. But you have the potential. Okay?
I guess what throws me off in that question is you say male. So it's a male, he's gonna have testosterone.
Male and female embryo have the potential to form uterus and uterine tubes.
The male
because
can't.
it's already male.
Yeah, it
Okay.
can't.
No, they have the potential, but then the testosterone tells you don't, that you have the potential. Then when you have testosterone, you
I guess if it was worded do all embryos have the potential to form a uterus and uterine tubes, that would be true.
yeah.
The male
But you know what? I remember reading this either in your Merriam textbook or I think it's from Merriam, because this is a Merriam final. Next, gametes can have only one X or Y, never two of X or Y or both X and Y.
True.
True, right?
There could be like two.
Yeah, but in general, we just talk about this in general. Okay? You remind me of remember the isometric where lifting a two-ton, and then the girl was saying that that's an isoton because her boyfriend can lift the two-ton. Okay, next. A mature sperm has no organ.
False.
True or false?
False. It has a
It
mitochondria.
has the mitochondria, so just only one organ. At ovulation, only one motor secondary oocyte is normally released.
At ovulation, only one motile secondary. No.
False.
What makes this false?
The secondary. Motile, it's not movable.
Only the sperm is able to. Okay? Next, what do you think about this one? This one, you can answer that question. I think this was also after your lecture. Suppose a person with normal thyroid gland with thyroid milk. Would he or she lose weight? Why or why not? What do you think?
73, 74.
So there will be questions like
true.
this. Okay. Would he or she lose weight? So what is the thyroid hormone? Thyroid hormones are your metabolism. So you think of that in terms of this one. Okay? Let's go on. Disorder associated with too much melatonin. This is affected. Why will the treatment of seasonal affective disorder involve repeated exposure to bright light? So remember how melatonin, there's increasing levels of melatonin when it gets dark. Okay? So that's the explanation. So that's why you want increased exposure to bright light to decrease or negative feedback mechanism. There will be questions like this in your test. Okay? Here, upregulation is the process by which target cells will increase the number of receptor proteins so that the hormone can exert a greater downregulation is the opposite. Ah, tolerance. Is tolerance upregulation or downregulation? Drug tolerance. You know how drug tolerance means you need more and more of a certain drug. That's when you become addicted. You start with 10 milligrams of oxycodone. Then after a while you go up to 20, 30. So drug addiction is, drug tolerance is up or down regulation.
Circulation. Like decreasing the number of receptor proteins, so
Again.
drugs create proteins.
What is the answer? Drug tolerance means you're tolerating it, meaning you're not, you get, let's say you get a high, let's say I get 500 milligrams and I'm only suffering the effects, or let's say alcohol. So I'm taking 2 bottles and I'm already having the effects. You're drinking 6 bottles and you're tolerating it. That's what it means, drug tolerance. So you have drug tolerance, does it mean, is it because you have more receptors than me or low receptors than me? It's upregulation.
That's what I thought.
Think.
If you have less receptors, would you be more tolerant?
If you have less receptors, that means you get drunk faster. Think alcohol. I have less receptors, so most of my receptors are already packed.
So
So the rest of the alcohol spills. So I'm not tolerant.
If it were like stimulating, would it be the opposite?
It's the same thing. Does it make sense? That's a very good question. Yes.
So it's like, let's say you have a cell, and every time you drink, you get a little, like, protein attached to it, and eventually, once you drink, let's say, 5 beers, you get, like, 5 little receptors, and each
And
one's
then the
going,
rest of the beer spills.
yeah,
So that means I don't tolerate beer as much as you do because you have so many receptors than me. You tolerate it more. Does it make sense? Tolerance means you're tolerating. You're tolerating that you don't suffer the side effects. I don't. Yes.
It's more like you're taking more against you and metabolizing more, so it's much more than
That's a very, yeah. Does it make sense?
in those times, yeah.
So it's upregulation. You understand? Makes sense? Okay, so let's say I have, look at how many chairs right here, 20 chairs. There's only how many of you? So there's still extra chairs. So you're not suffering any side effect because you still have a lot. So if 20 people came in here, there's still no side effect. How about if there are no extra chairs? So this is an example of upregulation. But if there's no extra chair, there's exactly what 15 chairs only. Put in 20 people here. You see the effect, right? I see. Oh, there's extra people. That's because you don't have the extra receptors. So when you have extra receptors, that's upregulation. I'll tolerate more people.
So all the receptors have to be bound.
Yes, that's very good. Yes.
mm,
If they're bound, then that's the only time I won't be able to tolerate any additional. That's what it means by tolerance. Okay?
so that would be down regulation.
This is upregulation.
No, I'm saying that if all your receptors were full,
Yeah. If all your receptors are full, what?
and you get drunk, that would be down regulation. Because you don't have
That's
enough.
down regulation, yes. Okay? Next. How would you explain why new mothers sometimes experience cramps in their lower abdomen when they nurse their babies? It's very good. Very good. Okay. Secretion and action of calcitonin is generally more important in adolescents than adults. Why?
secretion and action of calcitonin.
It's very good because calcitonin promotes
Bone
calcium to go inside the bone, right? So when do you want, especially in adolescents, because they're just growing, okay? 3 year old begins going through puberty. What endocrine gland is malfunctioning?
pituitary.
Huh? Yes. Okay, well, pituitary gland, the growth hormone. So this one distinguished between acromegaly and gigantism. Maybe you'll be asked, distinguished between myxedema and hyperthyroidism, or myxedema and cretinism. I don't know. But this is a good, I think it's a very good sample final example. So what's the difference between this one? And then, so one, acromegaly
That's
is
an adult.
in adults, and this one in children. Johnny growing by leaps and bounds. The height is 100% above normal for his age. And then he has been recently complaining of headaches and vision problems. Then CT scan, he has a pituitary tumor. So what hormone is being secreted in excess?
Growth hormone.
Yes, right? And then the condition will be
Gigantism.
yes, because he's only 5 years old. Then what's the probable cause of the headaches and the visual problems?
The tumor on the pituitary.
It's very good. The pituitary is enlarging, and bone, there's the extension right here. And the vision, remember your optic chiasm right there? When we were doing our dissection of the brain, remember that? Here. Heather needs surgery because she was born with an aorta that arises from the right ventricle. And the pulmonary trunk issues from the left ventricle. This is called transposition of the great vessels. What are the consequences of this defect?
Surgery when surgery because she's born with an aorta that arises from the right ventricle.
What's the consequence?
The aorta.
Yes. So what's the consequence?
It wouldn't be able to stretch with the left.
You don't have enough space for the outflow, and you don't have enough to.
Very good explanations, but you have to think bigger. Look at this one. The dangerous consequence, this is an immediate surgery because look at the artery is supposed to to pump oxygen to the rest of the body, the aorta. So in this case, if it's transposition, it's still the direction is still the same. So which means the aorta is pumping the oxygenated blood to the rest, and the pulmonary trunk is pumping oxygenated blood to the lungs. That's dangerous. The heart, the direction is still the same, except now there's the transposition. But the function is still the same. Does it make sense? The aorta is still supposed to go to the rest of the body, and the pulmonary trunk is still supposed to go to the lungs. So that's a dangerous consequence. And there are some babies who are born with transposition. So what do? You just cut it and then reposition it correctly. Okay? Here, acute lymphocytic leukemia. Parents cannot understand why infection is a major problem, even though her WBC count is high. How are you going to explain this to the parents? That's very good, right? Because they're not very immature. Why is that? If they're not functioning, it's cancers. Okay. Why does it make more functional sense for the two main lymphatic ducts to connect to the subclavian than it would for them to connect to the subclavian arteries, to the vein than the arteries?
Because the veins take it back.
It's very good. the pressure. The vein is low pressure. So if you're dumping into the artery will resist that. But the vein is low pressure, so it's easier to deliver the lymph there. Okay. Baby admitted history of diarrhea. Oh, this is ATG. Diarrhea occurring for the last second for dehydration, vacuum, antigastric because of the baby's loss of intestinal juices. Do you think that his blood is in acidosis or alkalosis?
Alkalosis.
Loss of intestinal blood, acidosis. If there's loss of gastric, it will be alkalosis. Because the stomach is acid, the intestines is basic. If you lose the basic, the patient will be in acidosis. 36-year-old mother of 4 proceeds to validation. She asked if she will become menopausal. What's your answer?
False.
It's very good. Did you hear the answer? You got this, the answer that you like this. Newborn infant found dead. Among the many questions we would like to answer is whether the infant is born dead or alive. After an autopsy, the medical examiner said that the infant was dead at birth. How could the medical examiner determine this? You look at the history. No breath of air. So the lungs. So I know that the infant was dead at birth. So this is a good practice for you guys. Then on Monday, we will read the book. So can you send that to me so I can give that to Sarah?